Dear students, welcome to my online class. In my today's class, once again I am going to read uh, from your English first paper syllabus. You know, my dear students, I have already started reading from your textbook, and in my previous class, we read a lesson from Unit 1, and the title was The Unforgettable History. And I just read a part of the lesson, and in my today's class I would like to finish the rest of the lesson. But before starting my today's class, my dear students, I would like to tell you something about my previous class. In my previous class, we started the Unforgettable History, which actually refers to the historic speech of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the speech Bangabandhu delivered on 7 March 1971 at Romna Racecourse in front of over 2 million people. And the remarkable speech, is closely related to the history of our independence. And the part which I read in my previous class, we saw that Bangabandhu was giving the detail of all the happenings that were going on during that period. He also highlighted the cruel nature, the cruel behavior of the Pakistani rulers towards the people of the East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. And we also noticed how Pakistani rulers um, did injustice to the people of Bangladesh. And for all, again, we also noticed um, Pakistani rulers made promises from time to time, and they um, gave the people of Bangladesh assurance to give them their due rights, but actually they did nothing. They always acted against the interest of the people of this land. And for all these regions, it was inevitable that um, the question of independence, Bangabandhu raised the question of independence in his speech. And in my today's class, I'm going to read the rest of the speech. So, dear students, I will take you to the text now. Let's move to the text. Dear students, I am going to read from the text, and that means the rest of the speech. And from the very beginning, I will suggest you to look at the language and also the tone of the speech Bangabandhu is going to use here in this part of his speech. Notice, my dear students, once again, Bangabandhu is addressing the crowd, my brothers. The assembly has been called into session on the 25th of March, but the blood spilled on our streets has not yet dried. Once again, Bangabandhu is referring to the event of bloodshed that was made by the people of Bangladesh. And we also notice the assembly has been called and it will start its operation on 25th of March. About the 10th of this month, I have told them Mujibur Rahman won't join the roundtable conference because that would mean waiting over the blood that has been shed. Dear students, notice the sentiment of Bangabandhu. Though the Pakistani president has called the session of the assembly on 25th of March, this time Bangabandhu is thinking something different, and he is very assertive in uttering this sentence. Mujibur Rahman won't join the roundtable conference because that would mean wading over the blood that has been shed. Though the assembly will start on 25th of March, this time Bangabandhu would not join it because if he does so, if he joins the roundtable conference, that would mean to uh, wait over the blood that has been shed by the people of this land. And notice, dear students, Bangabandhu is very much assertive from this point of his speech. Although you have called the assembly into session, you will have to listen to my demands first. This time, Bangabandhu is putting some conditions for the Pakistani rulers. You have called the assembly into session, no problem. But before starting the assembly, you must listen to my demands. What I am telling you, you must uh, pay heed to my words first. You will have to withdraw martial law. You will have to return all army personnel into their barracks. You will have to investigate the way our people have been murdered, and you will have to transfer power to the representatives of the people. Look at these lines, my dear students. Actually, here Bangabandhu is placing some conditions, and if these conditions are met, or if these demands are met, only then Bangabandhu will decide whether he is going to attend the assembly or not. So from this time onwards, Bangabandhu is very much bold, and he is very much assertive. And he is uttering such a line, it is only then that I will decide whether we will take our seats in the assembly or not. If you don't pay heed to my words, then I will not take our seats. We will not take our seats in the assembly. If you do not pay any heed to our demands, then we won't take our seats. We won't join the assembly, which is to be held on 25th of March. I don't want the Prime Minister's office. I want the people of this country to have their rights. Notice, my dear students, this is Bangabandhu. This is the great soul who never hankers after power, and he is uttering the line, I don't want the Prime Minister's office. That means Bangabandhu does not want to be the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Rather, he wants the people of this land to have their rights. Uh, this shows the greatness of Bangabandhu as a political leader. Actually, he felt for the countrymen. He understood the sentiment of the common people. He fought to establish the rights of the common people. He never uh, hankered after power. I want to state clearly that from this day, dear students, you must notice this line very carefully. I want to state clearly that from this day, Bangladesh's courts, magistracies, government offices, and educational institutions will be shut down indefinitely. Very boldly, Bangabandhu is giving such directions to the crowd attending the uh, meeting at Romnare schools. From this day, Bangladesh's courts, magistracies, government offices, and educational institutions will be shut down indefinitely. Bangabandhu is giving direct order to the common people so that the poor don't have to suffer. Let's move to the next page, my dear students. Just wait a bit. I will fix up the page. So that my people don't have to go through hardships, all other things will be exempted from the general strike from tomorrow. So when Bangabandhu is giving order to the people to stand against the Pakistani operation, at the same time he was very much aware of the hardships of the common people. That is why he is saying, so that my people don't have to go through hardships, all other things will be exempted from the general strike from tomorrow. Rickshaws, horse carriages, trains, and launches will be allowed to move. Only the Secretariat, the Supreme Court, the High Court, Judges Court, and semi government organizations such as WAPDA will not be allowed to work. So, um, the things which are related to the livelihood of the common people will be allowed to move, but all other government offices or semi government organizations will not be allowed to operate. On the 28th, employees will go and collect their salaries. If their salaries are not paid, notice, my dear students, how assertive Bangabandhu is in uttering these sentences. If their salaries are not paid, that means if the government does not pay salaries to the employees, if another bullet is fired, that means if any more killing takes place, if my people are shot dead again, I request all of you, convert every house into a fort, confront the enemy with whatever you have. Almost proverbial lines. Convert every house into a fort. That means he is uh, calling upon the people to get prepared for any kind of situation, and he is suggesting the common people to make their houses a fort, to turn their houses into a fort and confront the enemy. That means confront our opponents with whatever we have. This is actually uh, Bangabandhu's call for preparation, to be prepared for the upcoming situation. And even at the risk of your life, even if I'm not around to direct you, shut down all shops and make sure that traffic on all roads and ports are brought to a standstill. And Bangabandhu here is uh, going on to direct the common people to resist, to take up all kinds of resistance against the enemies. And even if Bangabandhu was not near them, they must act as he is suggesting them today. Shut down all shops and make sure that traffic on all roads and ports are brought to a standstill. This is the direct suggestion of Bangabandhu to the common people. If need be, we will starve to death, but we will go down striving for our rights. And through these lines, it becomes quite clear to the common people what actually Bangabandhu is pointing at, and what he is trying to um, saying through these lines. It clarifies that no more it is possible to live with the Pakistani rulers. Rather, we should do something to establish their own identity as a nation. That means Bangabandhu is uh, uh, asking people to get prepared for the battle. To those in the armed forces, I have this to say. You are my brothers. Stay in your barracks and no one will bother you. This is the words for the armed forces. And Bangabandhu is also addressing the members of the armed forces. But don't try again to aim your bullets at our chests. You can't suppress 70 million people forever. Since we have learned to sacrifice ourselves, no one can suppress us anymore. Bangabandhu here is telling the crowd that we have already learned how to sacrifice lives, and as we have learned to sacrifice ourselves, it is not possible to suppress the Bengalis, the 70 million oppressed Bengalis. It is not possible for the Pakistani rulers to suppress the people of East Pakistan any longer. And as for our martyrs and those who have been wounded, we in the Awami League will do everything we can to assist them and their loved ones. So here Bangabandhu is also uh, asking the people if they have any means to help the people who are wounded in the um, confrontation with the Pakistani forces. And if you have anything, that means if anybody has anything to give, he is asking them to transfer the help to the Awami League. As for our martyrs and those who have wounded, we in the Awami League will do everything. That means his party will stand by the martyr, by the family of the martyrs, and also by the people who are wounded. If you have the means, please give what little you can to our relief committee. And he is asking the oil of people to contribute for the uh, people to the relief committee. Two owners of factories whose workers had participated in the general strike the last 7 days, I have this to say. So here Bangabandhu is directing to the owners of the factories. Make sure that they are paid wages for those days. To government employees, I have this to tell. You will have to listen to my directives. Till our country is liberated, till our country is liberated, taxes and custom duties won't be collected. No one will pay them either. Very straightforward direction of Bangabandhu. No taxes or custom duties would be paid uh, from now on until our country becomes liberated. Actually, this is a direct declaration of liberation. This is a direct declaration of war against the Pakistani rulers. Remember, the enemy is amidst us to create chaos and confusion, to create anarchy and to loot. In our Bengal, Hindus and Muslims, Bengalis and non-Bengalis are all brothers. We are responsible for their safety. Let us not taint ourselves in any way. Actually, Bangabandhu in this part of his speech is very much assertive in uttering different types of words or phrases, and almost every word is full of uh, spirits and full of encouragement or inspiration and motivation. Um, Through this language, through the use of his tone, Bangabandhu is trying to motivate the people of this uh, land, the people of East Pakistan. And at the same time, Bangabandhu is also very much conscious about the social um, peace, and he is uh, making the people aware of the chaos and confusion, and there may be some person who may create chaos and confusion among the people of the same society. So he is reminding the people that we, the people of different religions, but the one common identity, we are the people of the same land. We may be different in our religions, but actually we are the people of East Pakistan, we are the people of Bangladesh. So it is our own responsibility to ensure each other's safety. Remember those of you who work for radio and television. If the people running the radio station are not ready to listen to us, no Bengali will report to for work there. So the employees who are working in radio and television, he is telling to those employees, if the authority doesn't pay any heed to our words, no Bengali will join their work. Banks will be open for 2 hours every day so that people can collect their salaries. But we won't allow even a single paisa to be transferred from East Bengal to West Pakistan. Very straightforward direction of Bangabandhu. No money will be sent from East Pakistan to West Pakistan. Telephones and telegram services will continue as before in our East Bengal. If we have to transmit news abroad, you will see to that. But if any attempt is to made to exterminate our people, all Bangalis must take appropriate action. So, uh, another straightforward direction of Bangabandhu. If any attempt um, from the authority is take to exterminate our employees, we will collectively give appropriate answer. So, actually, Bangabandhu is giving very stern direction to the people of Bangladesh to take all out preparation to stand against the oppressive Pakistani rulers. Let's move forward, dear friend and dear students. Form revolutionary committees under the leadership of the Awami League in every village, every community. So Bangabandhu is once again asking people to be united under the leadership of Awami League. Be prepared to act with whatever you have in your position. Remember, since we have already had to shed blood, we will have to shed a lot more of it by the grace of God. However, we'll be able to liberate the people of this land. That means these lines are actually full of inspiration, and Bangabandhu is telling the crowd, we have already shed blood and we are ready to shed a lot of it. But what is our goal? Our goal is to liberate the people of this land. The struggle this time is a struggle for freedom. The struggle this time is a struggle for emancipation. Long live Bangladesh. And this is the end of his speech. And to the end, Bangabandhu utters such words: struggle this time, struggle for freedom, a struggle this time, struggle for emancipation. It also declares the uh, long felt desire of the people of this land, of the people of East Pakistan, that means today's Bangladesh. And here Bangabandhu finishes his speech, remarkable speech. Actually, this speech is full of inspiration or encouragement for the people of East Pakistan. They became ready to sacrifice everything for the cause of independence. And through this speech, Bangabandhu became successful to inspire a nation for the cause of independence. They were ready to sacrifice their own lives only to uh, establish the rights of the common people. And if you notice Bangabandhu's tone, his selection of words, his use of figurative language like his use of similes and metaphors, uh, everything has made this speech extraordinary. And this speech is actually regarded a piece of beautiful art, and Bangabandhu is called the poet of politics. So, dear students, uh, from one point of view, this speech actually inspired the entire nation for independence. And from another point of view, this beautiful speech is actually a beautiful piece of art. So, the significance of the speech of Bangabandhu, which he delivered um, on 7 March 1971, uh, has a great significance. And this is the end of my text, and hope to discuss what type of questions we may face on this lesson in the examination. And in my next class, my dear students, I will discuss different types of question regarding this lesson. Until then, dear students, stay home, stay safe.